Lily was a ladybug with a very big dream. She didn't just want to fly around the garden. Lily yearned to touch the clouds. Every day she would stare up at the fluffy white shapes. She imagined them as giant pillows, soft and bouncy. Could she ever reach them? One day, Lily overheard the older ladybugs talking. They whispered about a magical place above the clouds. It was called the Cloud Kingdom. Every year there was a grand race across the sky. Whoever won the race would be crowned the Cloud King or Queen. Lily's heart fluttered with excitement. Could she, a tiny ladybug, actually enter such a race? She knew it wouldn't be easy, but Lily was determined to try. She had a dream and she was ready to fly. The other ladybugs chuckled at Lily's dream. They couldn't understand why she was so determined to find the Cloud Kingdom. To them, it was just a whimsical tale, a bedtime story told to young ladybugs to spark their imagination. "The Cloud Kingdom is just a story," one said, shaking its tiny head. "No one has ever seen it, and no one ever will. It's too dangerous for a little ladybug like you," another added with a concerned look. "The journey is filled with unknown perils and challenges." But Lily refused to give up. She was not just any ladybug, she was a dreamer, a believer. She had always felt a special connection to the stories of the Cloud Kingdom, as if they were calling out to her. She knew in her heart that the Cloud Kingdom was real. Every night she would gaze up at the sky, imagining the magnificent city hidden among the clouds, waiting for her to discover it. She just had to find a way to get there. The thought of flying through the clouds, feeling the cool mist on her wings, filled her with excitement and determination. One evening, while exploring the old library in the meadow, Lily stumbled upon an old, dusty book. It was hidden behind a stack of forgotten tomes, its cover worn and faded. As she opened its brittle pages, she gasped. The book was filled with ancient stories and legends, but one page caught her eye. There, in faded ink and watercolors, was a map. It was unlike any map she had ever seen, depicting a winding path through the clouds, leading to a magnificent city in the sky. It showed a winding path through the clouds, leading to a magnificent city in the sky. The illustrations were so vivid, it was as if the map itself was alive, guiding her to her destiny. This had to be the way to the Cloud Kingdom. Her heart raced with excitement. She could almost hear the whispers of the clouds encouraging her to follow the path. Now Lily just needed a plan. She spent hours studying the map, noting every detail, every twist and turn of the path. She knew the journey would be difficult, but she was ready for the challenge. She couldn't fly high enough on her own. Her wings, though strong, were not built for such a long and arduous journey through the clouds. She needed something to help her soar above the clouds. She needed an invention, something that could give her the lift and endurance required to reach the Cloud Kingdom. And so Lily began to tinker and invent. She gathered materials from the meadow using leaves, twigs and petals to create her flying apparatus. She worked tirelessly, her determination unwavering, knowing that each step brought her closer to her dream. Using twigs, leaves and spider silk, Lily worked tirelessly. She spent hours in the forest, carefully selecting the best materials. Each twig was chosen for its strength, each leaf for its flexibility, and the spider silk for its incredible durability. She was determined to create something extraordinary, something that could take her to places she had only dreamed of. She was building a flying machine. It wasn't just any flying machine, though. It was a labor of love, a testament to her creativity and perseverance. She envisioned a contraption that could soar through the skies, powered by the natural elements she had gathered. Her hands moved swiftly, assembling the pieces with precision and care. She called it Bumble because it buzzed softly as she worked on it. The gentle hum of the machine was music to her ears, a sign that her creation was coming to life. She often found herself talking to Bumble, sharing her dreams and aspirations. It was as if the machine had a soul, a companion for her adventures. Bumble was a magnificent sight, a tiny basket attached to 4 whirring dragonfly wings. The wings shimmered in the sunlight, their delicate structure belying their strength. The basket was just big enough for Lily, a cozy little nook where she could sit and steer her creation. It was a marvel of engineering, a blend of nature and ingenuity. Lily tested Bumble every day. Each test flight was a learning experience, a chance to refine her design and improve its performance. She faced many challenges, from balancing the weight to ensuring the wings flapped in perfect harmony. But with each setback, she grew more determined, more committed to making her dream a reality. She learned how to steer with a rudder made of a feather. The feather was light yet strong, allowing her to navigate with precision. She practiced for hours, mastering the art of control. It was a delicate dance, a balance between intuition and skill. The feather became an extension of her will, guiding Bumble through the air with grace. She practiced flapping the dragonfly wings to gain altitude. Each flap was a burst of energy, propelling her higher and higher. She studied the movements of real dragonflies, mimicking their technique. It was hard work, but the thrill of rising above the treetops made it all worthwhile. She could feel the wind in her hair, the freedom of flight within her grasp. It wasn't easy, but Lily never gave up. She faced many obstacles, from mechanical failures to harsh weather, but each challenge was a lesson, a step closer to her goal. Her determination was unwavering, her spirit unbreakable. She knew that every setback was temporary, a part of the journey towards success. She knew that with Bumble by her side, she could reach the Cloud Kingdom. It was a place of legend, a realm of endless skies and floating islands. She had read stories about it, dreamed of its beauty. And now, with Bumble, she had a chance to see it for herself. The thought filled her with excitement, a sense of adventure that fueled her every effort. Finally, the day arrived when Bumble was ready. It was a moment of triumph, the culmination of all her hard work. She stood next to her creation, her heart swelling with pride. Bumble was more than just a machine. It was a symbol of her dreams, her courage, and her ingenuity. She knew that this was the beginning of a grand adventure. Lily packed a small bag with berries and water. She knew the journey would be long and she needed to be prepared. The berries were her favorite, a sweet treat to keep her energized. The water was essential, a lifeline in the vast expanse of the sky. She double-checked her supplies, making sure she had everything she needed for the adventure ahead. She climbed into the basket, her heart pounding with excitement. This was it, the moment she had been waiting for. She took a deep breath, feeling the anticipation build. The basket was snug, a perfect fit. She gripped the controls, her fingers tingling with nervous energy. She was ready to take to the skies, to chase her dreams. With a deep breath, she took off into the sky. The ground fell away beneath her, the world shrinking as she ascended. The wind rushed past her, a cool breeze that carried her higher and higher. She felt a surge of exhilaration, a sense of freedom that was indescribable. She was flying, truly flying, and it was everything she had imagined and more. Up, up, up she went, higher than she had ever flown before. The clouds parted before her, revealing the endless blue sky. She could see for miles, the world spread out like a tapestry below. It was a breathtaking sight, a view that few had ever seen. She felt a sense of accomplishment, a realization that she had achieved something truly remarkable. With Bumble by her side, the sky was no longer the limit, it was just the beginning. The air grew thinner and colder as Lily ascended. She flew past fluffy white clouds, each one a different shape. There were clouds that looked like cotton candy and clouds that resembled giant sheepdogs. It was more wonderful than she could have ever imagined. Suddenly, Lily noticed something shimmering in the distance. It was a magnificent city made entirely of clouds. Rainbow bridges connected fluffy cloud buildings. Cloud people with rosy cheeks and sparkling wings waved to her. Lily had reached the Cloud Kingdom. As Lily landed Bumble in the central plaza, she was greeted with cheers. The Cloud King, a jolly fellow with a flowing white beard, welcomed her to the kingdom. "You have a brave spirit, little ladybug," he boomed. "Welcome to the Great Cloud Race." The day of the race dawned bright and sunny. The sky was painted in hues of orange and pink as the sun slowly rose, casting a golden glow over the landscape. The air was filled with excitement and anticipation, as today was no ordinary day. It was the day of the Great Cloud Race, an event that had been eagerly awaited by creatures far and wide. The atmosphere buzzed with energy, and the fluffy clouds seemed to dance in the morning light, as if they too were excited for the race to begin. Lily stood at the starting line with the other racers, a dashing dragonfly, a graceful swan, and a mischievous cloud sprite. Each competitor was unique, bringing their own strengths and skills to the race. The dragonfly's wings shimmered in the sunlight, the swan's feathers gleamed with elegance, and the cloud sprite floated playfully, ready to cause some mischief. Lily, a tiny ladybug, felt a mix of nerves and excitement as she looked at her fellow racers. She knew she was smaller and slower than most of them, but she had something they didn't, an unyielding determination. The starting line was a vibrant scene filled with a diverse group of racers. There were larger insects and creatures, all poised and ready to take off. The crowd cheered, their voices blending into a symphony of encouragement and excitement. Lily took a deep breath, her heart pounding in her tiny chest. She was ready to give it her all. They were all bigger and faster than Lily. The dragonfly's wings were a blur of motion, the swan's powerful wings stretched wide, and the cloud sprite floated effortlessly. But Lily was determined to prove that even a tiny ladybug could achieve great things. She had trained hard for this moment, and she wasn't going to let her size hold her back. But she was determined to prove that even a tiny ladybug could achieve great things. Her eyes sparkled with determination, and she felt a surge of confidence. She knew that this race was not just about speed, but also about heart and perseverance. She had both in abundance. The starting horn blared, a long trumpet sound made by blowing into a conch shell. The sound echoed through the air, signaling the start of the race. The competitors sprang into action, their wings beating furiously as they took to the sky. Lily flapped Bumble's wings with all her might. She felt the wind rush past her as she lifted off the ground, her tiny wings working tirelessly. She was determined to keep up with the other racers, no matter how fast they were. They shot into the air, trailing a rainbow of colors from the spinning dragonfly wings. The race was on. The sky was filled with vibrant trails of color as the racers zoomed through the air, each one trying to gain the lead. Lily soared over fields of fluffy clouds. The view was breathtaking, with the clouds stretching out like a vast white ocean below her. She felt a sense of freedom and exhilaration as she flew, her wings carrying her higher and higher, and zipped through canyons of towering thunderheads. The clouds loomed like giant mountains, and Lily had to navigate carefully to avoid getting caught in their turbulent currents. It was a challenging course, but she was determined to push through. The wind whipped through her antennae as she navigated the challenging course. It was a test of her skill and endurance, but she was ready for it. She had trained for this moment, and she wasn't going to let anything stand in her way. The other racers were right behind her, each one vying for the lead. It was a close race, and every second counted. Lily could feel the pressure, but she remained focused. She knew that she had to give it her all if she wanted to win. The great cloud race had only just begun, and the excitement was far from over. Suddenly the sky darkened. A fierce storm cloud loomed ahead, crackling with lightning and booming with thunder. The other racers hesitated, but Lily knew she couldn't stop now. She had to be brave. With a determined glint in her eye, Lily steered Bumble straight into the heart of the storm. Rain lashed against her face, and the wind buffeted Bumble like a leaf in a hurricane. Lightning flashed dangerously close, making Lily jump, but she held on tight, her tiny heart pounding with fear and excitement. Just when Lily thought she could handle the storm no longer, she felt a gentle nudge. It was the swan. He had flown back to help her. Together they battled the storm's fury. The swan used his powerful wings to shield Bumble from the wind, while Lily navigated through the treacherous currents. Finally, they emerged from the storm cloud, battered but not broken. Lily knew she could never have done it without the swan's help. They had faced the storm together and emerged stronger. Lily had learned that even in the toughest of times, true friends always have your back. With renewed determination, Lily and Bumble raced toward the finish line. The sun peeked through the clouds, painting the sky in hues of gold and pink. Lily could see the cheering crowd below, their voices like a distant melody. With a final burst of speed, Lily crossed the finish line. The crowd erupted in thunderous applause. Confetti rained down from the sky, showering Lily with a kaleidoscope of colors. She had done it. Lily, the ladybug, the smallest racer of them all, had won the great cloud race. Lily stood on the winner's podium, a crown of sparkling dewdrops placed upon her head. But it wasn't the crown or the cheers that mattered most. It was the journey, the friendships she had made, and the challenges she had overcome. Lily returned to her garden a hero. She shared her story with all the other ladybugs, inspiring them to dream big and reach for the clouds. Lily knew that her adventures weren't over. The sky was the limit, and she was ready to soar to new heights with Bumble by her side and the wind beneath her wings.